Hello everyone, this is Margie Bruce. Our guest this week is a 19-year-old CEO of the newly established clothing brand Add One Out. But before I welcome her, I would like to remind everyone to please click on the subscribe button and the bell button so you get notification every time a new video is released. Hi again, everyone. This is Margie Bruce here at Global Inspiration, where you need to be seen, you need to be heard, and be an inspiration to the world. And ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Molly Beacom. Hi, Molly.
Hi, how are
Thanks
you?
for being here. I'm good.
Great. I am just so excited to be here. And I just want to go ahead and thank you immediately for everything you're doing. I've had the time to watch Global Inspiration and the videos, and it is just inspiring as a viewer listening to the stories and the lives of others. And so, what you are doing is amazing. And I am so humbled and honored that you asked to speak with me today.
Oh, thank you very much. And I want to congratulate you on your newly established clothing brand. It
Thank,
is very inspiring as well.
thank
So we
you.
will talk about that. First off, we want to tell our viewers where you were born and raised, and if you can tell us a little bit about your family.
Most definitely. So I was born and raised in New Berlin, Wisconsin. It's about a 25-minute drive out of Milwaukee. And my family has always been such an inspiring part of my life, very big impact and so supportive. And it's just amazing. I have such a close relationship with them. So my mom, Natalie, my dad, Christopher, my brother, Gavin, and my sister, Erin, all a huge part of my life. Um, since growing up, we have so many stories and so many memories together. And I wouldn't be where I am today without the impact that they've had on my lives. And, with that being said, even with my extended family, they've all had just such creative and entrepreneurial spirits. And that's also contributed to where I am today. All of them have started a business at some point in their lives. And the advice and the lessons I've learned from them, it's truly amazing. And it's gotten me to where I am today.
Good. So you are the CEO of a newly established clothing brand, and it's called Add One Out. Can you tell us about that and what your products are?
I would love to. So I created Odd One Out with the hope to flip a negative stigma related to that phrase. When someone is called an odd one out, or when someone feels that they are an odd one out, it is always related to something negative, the ostracization of differences. And so, what Odd One Out, my company, the clothing brand, looks to do is to emphasize those differences and find the beauty in them. And so, what we do is we curate one of a kind clothing to emphasize the beauty that we all have in those differences. No item looks the same, similar to the people that wear them. So, different by design is our tagline. Like I said, not only the clothes, but the people. And we really just look to emphasize that beauty and difference and flip that stigma. So,
And that's what makes it different from other apparel or clothing brands out there, correct?
yes.
And what is the inspiration behind it?
It is a long story. I'll try to keep it short and simple. I had a lot of time to reflect with coronavirus and quarantine and everything. You really have a lot of time to be with yourself. And in that time, I decided to reflect and not only think about my life, but the lives of others. And I really think this message is something that can resonate with a lot of people. It is just inspiring, I believe. And I think that if more people heard this message and they internalized it and they shared it, the world would be a much beautiful place. And so, what inspired Odd One Out is to make a difference and to make an impact and to make a change in the world. And everybody needs to wear clothes. And so, this was the easiest and most efficient and effective way that I thought that we could get this message out.
So, how long did you have to work on this from making it, your vision into reality? What was the biggest challenge that you had?
Definitely. So everything always starts as an idea. So last year I was thinking about how I could kind of make a change, and like I said, I felt clothing was the most effective and efficient way to do that. I've always been very creative. It started with painting murals on my wall or sketching or sewing, and so I love the curation of clothing. Fashion is very interesting to me. I've worked in retail for a very long time, and so I've worked with many different clothes and seen many clothing brand. And I thought, you know what, let's start my own and let's put a phenomenal message behind it. Let's get the word out there and let's start something. But with that being said, I would say that the biggest challenge would be separating the message and the inspiration of what we're trying to promote from the business. The biggest thing for me is to promote the message first, and the clothes back that up. And it's a way to symbolize what the message stands for. Somebody wearing our clothes, you're not wearing Odd One Out, you're symbolizing Odd One Out. And so the hardest part is separating the business mindset from the mindset of spreading this message. So in addition to that, you'll hear, well, if there's not a target market, then that is a negative part of a business, especially with a clothing brand. But for us, the point of our clothes is that it's inclusive. There's something for everybody. We want to see everybody wearing Odd One Out. And so the most difficult part about it is definitely just kind of separating the business mindset from the mindset of spreading a message.
And your family is very involved in this, in the process, and even right now. So can you tell us their involvement in Add One Out?
Definitely. I mentioned this earlier. My family is such an inspiration, and I wouldn't be here today without them. And with that being said, when I took the steps of making this dream into a reality, the first people that I thought about incorporating, they were my family. So my sister Erin has grown to be an amazing part of this company. She is my right hand woman. She is keeping me organized, keeping me on track, helping me with ideas, and just nurturing the creative process. My boyfriend Lawson handles our financials, keeps everything in check. I've never been the best at math. I really wish I succeeded in that field, but he goes ahead and checks over everything and makes sure that everything's in line. And my dad helps with that too. My mom also nurtures that creative process. I tend to think more emotionally, and she is more level-headed, and so she keeps me straightforward and thinking for an end goal, and that goes along with my brother too, and my grandma and my aunt, and I could go on forever. Everybody has some sort of a role in this process, but at the end of the day, I think the biggest part is just the support and just the guidance that I've been offered. So, like I said, family is inspiring to me, and they've played an amazing role in this whole process.
And then I know you've mentioned that Add One Out is an apparel with a message or messages. So can you give us maybe two or three messages that this brand is trying to convey?
Yes, of course. So the first one would definitely be embracing that beauty and difference. You'll see that on our website as soon as you go to it. That is the number one message that we hope to convey to all of our customers or viewers or just people on the street. If you see someone wearing the clothes, is just to embrace that beauty and difference. Definitely, the next one is going to be our tagline, "Different by Design." It represents our clothes, but the people. And then the third one, I want to go ahead and say it would be to make a change and to just go ahead and be inspired, because this message and this project and this brand would be nothing without the spread of the discussions and the spread by word of mouth and everything. So to talk with your peers and to talk with people and to spread this message, so to be active and an active role in your community and just constantly talking and communicating with others to share our message.
So Add One Out supports local organizations. Can you tell us what those organizations are?
Most definitely. So the organizations that we support directly relate to the collections that we will be releasing each month. So here in February, this was our first launch and our first time to really emphasize what we stand for. And we represent not only the awareness of the month, but we'll have a organization that represents that collection. So the For the Soul collection was music inspired. And so we are going to be donating 10% of all of the funds that we make towards the Save Our Stages Fund. And so that is just a great way to impact that community. The money goes to help venues stay afloat during a difficult time where we can't have those big crowds. And then the other half of that is going to go towards Liberate MKE. And that is inspiration for the Black History Month of February. And moving down the line, we have everything planned out through the end of the year. And so we're supporting new organizations every month. And that's a great way because I want people to know where their money is going. We're not all for profit. I'm not using this as a way to make a bunch of money. I'm using this to spark a change and start a movement. And so by donating and sharing a portion of everybody's money towards these organizations, it helps them feel like they're putting their money into something bigger than themselves.
And you were an athlete for most of your school years in elementary school and high school. You played softball.
Mhm.
How has that contributed to Add One Out?
Of course, softball has always been a huge part of my life, and I can thank my dad for that. He has just been so nurturing and an inspiration as far as that goes. Softball, I began playing as soon as I could, and so it's definitely impacted me, and I've learned a lot of lessons from that. But I would say the biggest lesson that I learned from playing softball is resiliency. You miss a ground ball, you don't get on base. If you get down on yourself about it, it's going to impact the next play. It's going to impact the next at bat. You have to pick yourself up and you have to keep moving forward. And so the resiliency I learned from sports and softball in particular definitely has impacted me on my day-to-day life because, I make a mistake or I do something wrong or I don't fully succeed on a goal. I don't get down on myself and I keep pushing through. The other one would definitely just be like dedication, determination. Just keep pushing, keep fighting. I've been very goal driven throughout my entire life. And so softball is one of the biggest reasons as to why if I want something, I do my best to go ahead and achieve that. And so that determination has really came from softball. It's truly rooted in that.
Wonderful. So you are attending college right now. What, if any, role is that playing into Add One Out as well?
Mm-hmm. So I currently attend the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee, and I am studying journalism, advertising, and media studies there. I have been able to translate a lot of what I've been learning into the business. I hope one day to not only keep running Odd One Out, but to be involved in journalism and to be involved in social media content creation. And so I've been able to use both of those skills and translate them back into what I'm doing here. We have an online presence in social media, the website curation, and always writing new things about our company. And so most definitely they both cross over in numerous ways.
So what are your plans for the future for yourself and for Add One Out?
Of course. So the goal is to keep going with Odd One Out. I truly believe that there is no limit to go with this. Until the message is spread and everyone knows about it, I'm not going to stop. So definitely that is number one. Keep growing, keep spreading. One of the biggest words that we look to describe our company with when we started is momentum, always building, always growing, never stopping. So biggest thing is continuing with Odd One Out. And next thing, I know I mentioned this before, but I've always liked journalism and social media content creation. I think it's a really great way to spread information and impact people. And so incorporating all of that, I definitely see a bright future and I look forward to going and attacking that.
So if there is one thing that our viewers can take away from this interview, what would you like it to be?
Definitely. And, I thought about this question a lot because I knew I didn't want to say, oh, check out Odd One Out, because that isn't what we're about. What we're about is spreading a message. And so if I could say anything to the viewers, it's to take a look in the mirror today and think about a time where you felt as if you didn't fit in, or if you felt someone made you feel as if you weren't in a place to accept your own differences, and tell yourself, it is okay because I am different and that is beautiful. You have no reason to get down on yourself and you have no reason to feel as if you are not one of a kind. You have no reason to feel that way. And so I would want the viewers to know that they are special, they are loved, they are beautiful inside and out. And, I love everybody with all of my heart. And so whoever's watching this, I love you too. So I would definitely want to go ahead and spread that message and just let them know that they are beautiful and they're beautiful because of that difference.
You are an amazing young woman, and we can't wait what you're going to do in the future. And I'm very, very excited that you are our guest today.
Thank you.
So is there anything else you want our viewers to know? Parting words, anything else?
Once again, I really just want to say thank you for having me on Global Inspiration. I cannot even describe how excited I was when you asked me and how excited I was through this whole entire interview. You are amazing, and I've had the best time talking with you. And to everybody watching this, keep watching Global Inspiration, because as a viewer and now somebody on this, it is inspiring. And so just keep supporting Global Inspiration. And like I said, it's been amazing. So thank you so much.
Oh, thank you so much. And this is Margie Bruce here at Global Inspiration, where you need to be seen, you need to be heard, and be an inspiration to the world.